You will be happy at the stage you are in life until you see someone who's doing better. Hello, what's up? My name is Ntokie and welcome to my little corner on the internet. As you guys know, this is a very safe space and there is no judgment here. So make yourself feel at home, make yourself feel welcome. And if it's your very first time seeing my face, make sure to subscribe. And to the people who are already subscribed, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment and share, and yeah, let's get into today's video. So as you can see by this title, today we're going to talk about feeling a little left behind in life, because I feel like I relate to everything I talk about, which is why I talk about it. So I'm just going to share a little story with you guys and we'll just stem from there. So a couple of months ago, actually, I remember talking to a friend and we were just having a normal conversation, and this thing came up of feeling a bit left behind in life. And as we spoke, we both discovered that we felt like we were in a way not where we expected we would be and where we thought we should be. And this really got me thinking. And I remember actually also after having that conversation, going to people who are also a bit older in life, well, older and more accomplished than I am in life, and having those conversations with them. And I realized that they also felt a bit left out. Like, for instance, I remember talking to this one lady and she was like, you know, I thought that by now I would have my family together, I'd be married, I'd have this perfect life, I would have like children and stuff. But it's kind of sad because I don't have any of those, and I'm getting really old, and I feel like my family is now looking at me and they're like, oh, what is going on? You're a bit left behind. And I spoke to another male and he was just like, you know, by now I would have thought that I would have had the car that I wanted, I would have had the house that I wanted, and I would have my life pretty much put together. And that's not the case. And I kind of like realized that this is kind of like a common theme in people of all ages and in people who are doing really different stuff. And it's something that I really want to talk about because I feel it too. I can relate, and yeah, it's something we need to address as people, because I feel like this is something that will never really change unless we actually consciously make the effort to change, because there's always competition, there's always looking for better, there's always the next level. Okay, so after talking to a couple of people and doing some research, I found out that, honey, we have a lot of problems, and I think one of them specifically is the fact that we have a certain idea of who we're supposed to be and who we should be. And sweetheart, oh my gosh, this gets in the way so much because we're so focused on, by this age I should be this, by that time I should be this. We get so caught up in who we're supposed to be that we don't really get to like enjoy who we are right now and actually enjoy the journey of living. We're always like end goal, and we're not living for the now really. And this can take a lot of joy away from your life as well, because if you're always focused on your end goal and focused on who you should be, you're not really like opening up to what you could be. Like, there are so many opportunities for you to change, there's so many opportunities for you to take, sorry, my bad. And like, I think having this I should be this mindset makes everything so narrow, and you become so, I don't know, what do you call this, you become that, and that just like stops us from seeing everything else and everything we could be. And there is, to be honest with you, there is no blueprint, there is no blueprint to life. There is no, okay, this is who you're supposed to be. If you do not become that, it's the end of the world. Everything is gonna crash down, everything's just gonna crumble down. No, I feel like our lives, we treat our lives as blueprints, and we treat our lives as something very constricted, where instead our life should be like a Lego set, to be honest. Like, we get the pieces of life and we have, like, you know, like how they have a box in a picture, and you can like do a lot of pieces with your Lego set. We need to treat our lives more like a Lego set, where we can make a lot of different stuff from the pieces we get from life, instead of having it as a blueprint where everything is specific. Like in architecture, everything is to the T, and unfortunately life isn't like that. We cannot control everything. So this thing of I should be this or I should be that sets us up for a lot of disappointment, because honey, life is disappointing. I mean, in my life, I had planned, okay, these are my 2 plans. The one that I'm living in right now, it was not even a plan, let me tell you, honey. So after high school, I wasn't really sure with what I wanted to do with my life, which is, I feel like, something almost everyone goes through. If you're not going through that, it's gonna come one way or another. So yeah, I wasn't really sure with what I was gonna do with my life, and I was like, I'm supposed to know what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I'm 18, I've had my whole high school career and to think about this, and I'm basically clueless right now. So my plan was, after high school, to go teach English in Thailand. And y'all, can I say, like, I'm so happy that didn't happen, because I would be stuck in a foreign country during Corona. Like, what? And I don't know, towards like the beginning of the year and towards the end time for applying to universities for acceptance, I kind of like, I just took the ticket to go to school, and that wasn't even my plan either, because I am right now at the University of Pretoria, and I wanted to go to the University of Cape Town, but I got rejected. And I guess life, you never know what's gonna come around the corner. But like, now I see why the things that happened, you know, and things happen for a reason, you know. Y'all, another problem that I realized that we have is that we have a comparison problem and a patience problem. I'll dissect the patience one in a minute, but I'm just going to talk about the comparison. Guys, let me tell you, comparison is a thief of joy, because you will be happy at the stage you are in life until you see someone who's doing better, and you will start to like look at your own pool and be like, oh my gosh, they're doing better. That means I'm not doing that great. And it just builds up into such a big issue. And the thing is, we tend to compare ourselves to like the best that we see. We compare our worst with the best, and this can be seen on Instagram. I know. Social media is a problem if you let it be a problem, but generally it's a problem because we cannot control ourselves. So I dare you, log on to Instagram. You are going to see someone who you think has a better life than you. The issue is, when we see these images, that's all we think about. We think about the good. We don't think about all the hard work that goes behind what people have, or should I say lack thereof. You don't know how people got their stuff. They could have worked really hard, or they could have had some sketchy business going on in the background. So every time you compare yourself, you need to actually think about the behind the scenes, because literally you're comparing a person's moments in life to your entire life. And I think that is not fair, because first of all, you did not have the same upbringing. Secondly, you're not even the same person. You don't have the same personalities. You don't even have the same purpose. So how do you compare shampoo to conditioner? Oh, that's a good example, girl. They both have different properties that serve different purposes. Shampoo is for cleansing. Conditioner is for moisturizing and hydrating and bringing back that extra shine. Such a good example. But the basis of what I'm trying to say is that living in comparison will really make you feel like you're falling behind. Because let me tell you, I see people my age who are paying their own rent, who have their own cars. Honey, there are times I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? I feel stagnant because I'm literally just in college. I'm still studying. I there's nothing really going for me. And I think you should have a fine balance between feeling sorry for yourself and actually like action, because you can say, okay, I'm a bit behind, but if you want to do something about it, do something about it. But don't like just stay in your sadness and feel sorry for yourself, because that doesn't help anyone. You got what I mean? So yeah, make sure to watch who you compare yourself to. In fact, you shouldn't even be comparing yourself to anyone. Compare yourself to your past self, because that's the only frame of reference that you should use. You're using yourself and you can see how you're growing as a person, instead of saying how Mbali's growing compared to Ntokie, because like we're literally not even on the same train. We are going to different places. It doesn't make sense to compare yourself like that. So that is definitely a point that I want to bring up. Also, when it comes to comparing yourself to other people and just comparing in general, I want to make this example of lemon tree seeds and orange tree seeds. So a lemon tree seed, it takes 4 years for it to produce fruit from the seed all the way to the lemon, like the actual fruit. And if you look at an orange, it takes up to 15 years for it to bear fruit. And if you look at the two trees, they are the exact same seed. Okay, they're not the exact same seeds, but they're both trees, but they grow at different growth and paces, and they both produce fruit, and they all both have their own purposes in life and in nature. So you should definitely like think about that, because we look at our fruits and we're like, oh my gosh, it takes so long for me to get to where I'm going. Well, it took them like what, 2-3 months to get to the goal that I want to. So y'all, we're not the same. Therefore, we should not measure ourselves with the same ruler. We shouldn't even be measuring ourselves against each other. We should instead be encouraging each other and like learning from each other, and not really look at it as a race. Like, take this race at your own pace. Like, focus on yourself, focus on what you're doing. And I think that we get so caught up in feeling left behind, because usually we're like running and looking around at everyone else, where we are not even seeing the road that we're on. Like, we're stumbling and we're like falling over, because you're so focused on looking up and looking around that you can't see what's going on in front of us. So look at your own pool, zone in and hone in on your skills, and like just make sure you are doing the best with what you have, and honey, you will see the fruits, you will bear the fruits. And I know that in the Bible it says God makes everything perfect in His time, I think. Hold on, let me check. Oh, okay, so it says He has made everything beautiful in His time. So I'm sorry, Bible. So you need to know that everything takes place at a certain place for a certain reason. So you need to just be patient. All right, you need to be patient, which is stemming into the next kind of category, is that we are so impatient. I feel like our generation is so used to being quick paced, getting everything immediately, and like putting in a little bit of work and seeing the results immediately. That is not how life is. That is not how life goes. First of all, for you to see the fruits in your life, you need to sow the fruits, and for the fruit to actually grow, it needs to stay in the ground so that it can grow roots, it can become fertilized, it can do everything it needs to. But if we keep on uprooting every single thing that we do because, oh my gosh, it's taking so long, it's not working, before we actually see the fruits, nothing is ever gonna grow from that. And that is just how life is. We need to be more patient with ourselves. We need to come to the realization that life doesn't happen all at once. Life is a journey, and we experience it very differently. And just take it slow, man. Take it slow. Be patient. Learn how to appreciate every moment and every stage and every season of your life as it is, and like learn to observe and take note of what's going on and what you're learning. And I remember that my mom, when I was younger, she used to ask us every time we came from the cinema to what, like from watching a movie, she'd be like, what did you learn from this movie? And I used to get so annoyed like every single time after, because I'm like, dude, let me just enjoy the movie, let me just watch the movie. But now that I think about it, she kind of instilled this thing of going through life and going with the eye of, okay, I'm supposed to be learning something from this, not just like just taking something in. Just be open to learning, be open to the journey. Don't just like sit in your life, just be open to life, you know, be patient, take everything as it is and just grow with it, enjoy it, live a fulfilling life through the journey, and not only feel fulfilled at the end of the journey and when you have what you have. So yeah, I think that is my conversation when it comes to feeling left behind in life. And I just want to remind you that you're not left behind. You are literally just running your own pace. You are running your own race, and you just focus on yourself, honey. Focus on yourself. Do what you need to do. Get what you need to get done. And look at your pool. That way you won't have anyone to compare to, because you don't care, because you're doing your own thing and they're probably doing their own thing too. They probably don't really care what's going on in your life. So focus on your own stuff. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and yeah, see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell so that you know when I post. And yeah, let's keep this family safe and nice and growing and cute. And don't forget to be kind to yourself and everyone that you love, and even the people that you don't love, because the Bible says you should love your enemy. So, but keep them at a distance, but still love, you know, you need to be kind. So yeah, anyways, bye. It was nice talking to you. See you in my next video. Okay, fine. Let's say that you are down, feeling left behind, and you actually get to the point that you feel like, okay, I'm not behind, I'm actually ahead of everyone else. What happens when you get to that point in life but you are not equipped for that stage in your life? I think that's why things also take time and you need patience, because some things that you really want to be in that are in the future, you're not ready for. Like some things you're not equipped for, and this slow, or something that feels like a slow period, is meant for you to grow and to learn and to like gain some skills to deal with people, to deal with money and finances, to deal with hate, to deal with self-identity. Because you can be at the top, but if you don't have the skills to know how to manage yourself and how to manage life and how to understand things and process things better, you are going to crash and fail, and you are going to go all the way back to the bottom. And yeah, no, I think it's very important that you just accept this pace and accept this patience and just grow. And I think you should also take a look at your expectations and be realistic with yourself. Obviously, yes, dream big, but be realistic with your pace, and don't scrutinize and hate yourself too much if things don't happen at the time that you want them to happen, because as you know, life is uncontrollable. It is kind of, but like most of the stuff we cannot control, but what we can control is how we take things, how we deal with things, how we respond to things, and not react. And yeah,